it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to keep up the Valentine's Day theme as we focus on love and positivity while we make artwork based on the work of Chris Uphues. What you'll be needing today is a white piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, something to trace your drawing with. I have a black marker here that I'm going to use, but you can use any kind of marker or pen. You can even use a dark colored crayon or colored pencil to trace. And then I also have some markers here that I'm going to use to add color. You can use crayons, markers, colored pencils, or any other material you would like to color in your picture. It's up to you. So today we're going to make our own version of one of Chris Uphues' murals. So we are going to turn our paper so it is longest going from left to right. It is horizontal, and that's going to give us some more space to add more on our picture today. Now we got to look at our artist's work on that video on my Canvas page. So you got to see all the bright colored and heart-filled paintings that he was making on the sides of walls and buildings. And we're going to kind of create our own version of that by creating our own picture with all of the different kinds of hearts and adding those bright and colorful stripes in the background. So with my pencil, I'm going to start by drawing a bunch of different sized hearts on my paper. So you got to see in his artwork, he included hearts of all different sizes, some that were really big, and then others that were quite small. But all of his hearts have some faces on the inside. So we want to make sure that we're drawing our heart big enough to add a face with a set of eyes and a mouth on the inside. So to draw our heart, I'm going to start by putting a dot where I want the top of my heart to meet where it curves down. And then I'm going to go all the way down and put a second dot where I want it to come down and meet at the point. So from my first dot, I'm going to curve up nice and round like a big hill. And then I'm going to make a diagonal line that shoots down towards my bottom dot that I made. And I'm going to make that same shape on this side, coming up from that first dot, curving out and around, and going down to meet that final point. So what you're left with is a nice heart shape. You can erase those little dots and fix up your points so they are nice and sharp, and you have a heart. So we're going to draw a bunch of different ones on your paper. You can decide where you'd like to put them. Just start off by making those 2 dots to start, so you get a nice big heart shape all over your paper. It's okay if your hearts aren't perfectly the same on both sides. Just try your best. So I'm going to do a bunch all over the place. I was able to fit 5 hearts on my paper, but I think I want to fit one more. And I think this one is going to go behind this other heart that I just drew. So I'm going to draw my 2 dots here down at the bottom. I'm going to draw that one side like I normally would, and then I want this heart to overlap it so it looks like it is on top of the one that I'm currently drawing. So I'm going to start drawing that shape, but once I hit the edge of that heart, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to jump down to the bottom and finish it off. So now it looks like my hearts are overlapping, like this heart is behind the other one. So you can do that if you want to make some of your hearts have layers, so you can add more hearts on your paper without them really bumping into each other too much. So now I have 6 hearts on my paper, and I think that's going to be good. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have them spread out nicely, and I like the way that they look. Now I can start to add some of my fun faces like our artist inside my hearts. So on Canvas, I do have a paper that shows you different kinds of eyes and mouth designs you can do inspired by our artist, but you can really decide how you would like yours to look. If you want to draw your own faces with your own sets of eyes and mouths, that is okay too. But this is a great way to give our hearts some personality and show different emotions and expressions. So the way that our eyes look when we're smiling might look different than when we're frowning or if we're surprised. So you can think about what your face looks like when you're trying all of these different emotions. What do your eyes do? What does your mouth look like? And how can you draw that on your paper using our simple shapes and lines? So I'm going to start at my biggest heart here in the center. And I think I want this heart to be having a winky face. So I'm going to draw one eye that is open. So I started with a curved line and then a big hill shape over the top to make almost like a half oval. And I want one eye closed, so I'm just going to do a big U shape to show a closed eye. Now that I have my eye shapes the way that I like, I can draw another little half circle inside my eye, and I can add a little highlight in there and just shade in the pupil, or that black part of our eye, with my pencil so I can see what it will look like once I'm done. I'm going to add some eyelashes on my eye. If you want to add eyebrows or something else like that, you can always do that. All of those little details really help bring our picture to life. And to go along with my winky face, I think I want my heart to be smiling, so I am going to do a nice curve going across with some little lines as cheeks. I am going to curve it down with a nice big U shape, and maybe I'll give my heart some teeth in there too. There we go, perfect. So now that I have my first face done on my heart, I can move on to my other hearts. Now you can have all different kinds of facial expressions and emotions shown in all of your different hearts. It is totally up to you. If you want to add extra little details like bows or glasses, maybe I'm going to give this heart a pair of glasses. Just try and think about the kinds of shapes you would use to create those little details. So I know my glasses are going to be 2 circle shapes. Maybe I want to make them bigger so I can add an eyeball on the inside. There we go. Nice and big. You can decide where you want your hearts to be looking by drawing your pupil in a certain spot. If you put that dark little pupil on the right side, you're going to do that on both of your eyes, and it's going to make your heart look like it is looking towards the right. If you put them on the left or on the bottom, you can make your heart looking a different direction. You can really play around with all of your different faces to see how you would like them to look. I think I'm going to give this one a shocked face, so I'm going to do a big oval mouth. I'm going to put a tongue in there, and I'm going to give them some eyebrows too. So I'm going to give each of my hearts a different face and a different personality. Now I have faces inside all of my heart shapes. I went in and tried to add different kinds of faces and emotions inside all of my hearts, making some of them a little goofy and silly. You can really go crazy with your face designs inside your hearts to bring them to life. Now that I'm done with my heart shapes, I'm going to work on the background. Now in the picture that we looked at of our artist's mural, we saw these bright, bold stripes that he was using in the background to create a more interesting looking picture. So I'm just going to use my pencil and I'm going to draw some straight lines shooting out from my heart. I think I'm going to do 4 lines over there, and my lines are going from the edge of one of my hearts to the edge of my paper. Now I can do this all over the place. I just want to make sure I'm not drawing through my heart. So I'm going to do another set of 4 straight lines going in between my hearts there, and it's going to come out and hit the edge of my paper on this side. Now you can put your line designs wherever you would like. They do not have to match up on either side. If you want them to disappear once they go behind one set of hearts, that is okay. If you want more lines to appear and for there to be more colors that are kind of shooting out of our heart designs, you can do that as well. That looks pretty good. I have some nice stripes happening here. I'm going to put my pencil down for now, and I'm going to grab my marker, and with my marker I am just going to trace over all of my pencil lines. So our artist was doing more cartoon-like designs, so I am going to use a black marker so I have a nice bold black outline around all of my parts that I'm going to end up coloring in. And as I'm doing this, I'm going nice and slowly, making sure I follow right on top of those pencil lines that I drew. Now I do have my eraser here. In case I make any mistakes, I can always erase those pencil lines that I can still see, but I still want to try my best while I'm tracing. And once I get to the eyes, I am going to color in the pupil part, that black part of our eye that I shaded in with my pencil, just so that it is nice and dark and easier to see. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to trace all of my hearts first, and then I will move on to my striped backgrounds. And now that I finished tracing all of my hearts, I am actually going to trace my striped background with some of my colored markers. Now you can go in and trace your stripes with your black marker too, and then just color them in different colors, but I think I want those to be traced in all different colors, just so my picture is a little more bright and colorful. Now you can make your stripes whatever colors you would like. If you want yours to be rainbow, if you want them to be all different colors, it is totally up to you. I'm just going to go in here and there with some of my different colors and trace over some of my lines. Now that I've traced all of my pencil lines with my markers, I'm just going to go in with my eraser and erase any pencil lines that I can still see. Alright, now that all my pencil lines are erased, I can start to color. You can choose whatever kinds of bright colors you would like to use to color in your hearts. It is totally up to you. I think I'm going to use my markers to color in my hearts today, but like I said before, if you want to use crayons, colored pencils, or anything else, you can do that as well. When we're coloring in with our markers, we want to color nice and slowly, and we want to go back and forth in one direction, doing small little lines to fill in the space. We don't want to scribble back and forth with our marker, and we don't want to push down too hard so that we hurt the tip of our marker either. Sometimes it helps if you outline your shape that you are filling in so you know what lines to stay inside when you are coloring. So I can trace the inside with my pink before I start to fill it in to make it a little bit easier. Like I said, you can color in your hearts whatever colors you would like. Just try your best to make it nice and neat and to fill in all of that white space. I can very carefully go right over the top of some of my smaller black details, but I am going to go around the eyes so that I can leave the eyeball white. And I do want to be careful when I am tracing over the top of some of my smaller details like my mouths and other black lines because I don't want my markers to start to mix together. But once you're finished, you should have a nice, bright, and colorful heart that is fully colored in. I'm going to try and make all my hearts different colors. You can decide what color you think is going to work best with the face and emotion you chose to represent inside your heart, or you can use all the different colors to fill it in. But we want to do our absolute neatest and best coloring today. Now that I finished coloring in all of my hearts, I'm going to color in just those stripes that I made in the background. And now I can choose the same colors that I used to trace to fill in my stripes, or I can fill them in with some different colors. They do not have to match the colors I used to outline. You can make your picture as colorful as you would like. But when I am filling in these stripes, I'm going to do that same thing, going back and forth slowly with my marker to fill in the entire space. I don't want to leave any white spots today. I want my picture nice and bright and colorful. So I want some nice, bright, colorful stripes going behind my hearts. And just like when we traced, I'm going to make sure I am going around my hearts and I am not coloring over them. So once I hit that black outline edge of my heart, I am going to stop using that marker and continue elsewhere. Alright, there we go, and that is my Chris Uphues inspired heart picture all finished. Once you're done drawing your picture, if you want to add any other decorations or details to your project, you can always do that. I know in his mural he also included some flowers along the bottom. If you want to add those in, if you have space, you can. I'm going to leave mine just the way that it is. Once you're finished, you can upload a photo or video of your project on my Canvas page. I can't wait to see the colorful and bright heart-filled pictures you guys have created. Try your best, have fun, and get creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye!